This is Stephanie Diaz-Leon.
This is Omar Waheed.
And this is Rob Chappell.
And it's 365 Amplified. And we're back because we were off last week.
New season.
Anytime we're off.
Season 14. I don't know.
Maybe. If someone has been keeping track.
Let us know.
I have no idea.
We took a little break. Our version of spring break.
Yep. I was off chaperoning a middle school camping trip.
I got a lot of questions about that.
It was very cold.
Yeah, it was colder. But I got a lot of questions about do you not camp? Ew, no. I don't need to.
Oh, you got questions? People asking you?
I was like, no. That's why we have Rob. Rob will do. Rob has all the gear. He has the car for it. He's prepared for that car to get sandy and dirty. Though you use my car dirty. And he has the want to do it. I don't know.
Well, it was also the week before. I was helping out with Color in the Outdoors and their Learn to Camp event. And those are people who know you.
Oh, yeah.
And who were asking me, like, where's Steph? I was like, she's comfortable and warm at home.
She said shower.
That was 2 weeks ago, and that was hot. It was like uncomfortably hot. And then a week later, we were
It was hot up there.
Up by Sheboygan, and it was cold. And I left I have all my sleeping bags and air mattresses and things in one bag, and I left that bag sitting in the garage. So I had to go to the Walmart in Sheboygan and buy myself a sleeping bag quick. One that could withstand 40-degree temperatures at night.
Yeah.
But it was very fun. It was pretty cool hanging out with the kids and some of the parents, get to know some of the other parents at the school.
Cool. Yeah.
Which was cool. But it was also a holiday weekend and stuff, so we took the week off of the podcast, but we are back. And we're going to have Rob Dees come on the show, Madison hip-hop legend. Because it was just announced yesterday that he's performing this summer with the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra at Concerts on the Square.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing a hip-hop Concerts on the Square, which is very, very cool, I think. So we're going to talk to him in a little bit. But first, some news from last week. The Office of the Independent Monitor put out a report on a specific incident, which is something that they're going to do more. It takes a while, though, to do these investigations. Basically, folks will remember that back in December, Brandy Grayson and Maia Pearson were arrested. Brandy Grayson, CEO of Urban Triage, and Maia Pearson, school board member and chair of the Police Civilian Oversight Board. Coincidence?
I think not.
Right. Maia reached out to Ermika Glass, who's the independent monitor, who had been on the job for like a week at that point, to look into it. And the police department did their own internal investigation into this arrest and found nothing wrong with it.
Which is, look, it's part of the reason why a lot of cities and municipalities have independent monitors, because you sort of internally saying no, we didn't do anything wrong.
I don't think you can investigate yourself.
I mean, it's a difficult thing to do so without bias, right?
100%.
And when you have the opportunity to have a second look at it, or even a first look at it, quite frankly, that could be independent. And this is true for anything, right? You probably will get a better result because it will look beyond the actions at that time. It may also look at the process itself, the system in itself as well, and give some critical feedback about how this could be improved, right?
Now, it's important to recognize that this investigation was only regarding the arrest of Maia Pearson. Brandy Grayson has pled guilty to disorderly conduct. She was initially, the police were trying to charge her with OWI and a few other things.
Resisting.
Yep. But, and ultimately settled it basically with a guilty plea to disorderly conduct. Maia Pearson is still in the process of fighting the charges, which are resisting arrest and disorderly conduct. The police investigation did not look at any video. Because the Madison police don't have body cams.
Yeah, there's no body cams. So was there other video, though, taken?
Maia Pearson
was
videoing the whole thing, which is kind of maybe what prompted police
which made them angry
So-
or made them feel like a certain way,
Yeah.
right? And
It's
got
funny
defensive.
it didn't make them feel like maybe we shouldn't misbehave.
Right? So
Since
there's
this is
an
being
entitlement
recorded.
right there, right? Like
Yeah.
there's an entitlement that because we wear this uniform, we're not able to misbehave, right? Like so
Right,
let's not
nothing
forget,
we do could possibly be
so
wrong because
let's also not forget.
I am the law.
Yes, like let's also
Yeah,
not forget
right?
that people and that we as a society have given folks in certain uniforms permission and allowed entitlement from them to feel like, well, because I wear this, you can film me, but I am doing nothing wrong because I'm wearing this.
Mhm.
It has already been, it's, and I've earned this right to like move in the way that I need to move
Mhm.
or feel entitled to move.
So, just to recap quickly, what actually happened is that they had left the Dane County Black Women's Coalition Gala fundraiser, and we're going to a different event downtown by the Majestic, at the Majestic maybe, and we're parked in a reserved parking spot. They were asked to move, didn't move quickly enough, and so they called 911 to get them to move. The staff at the Majestic did, and they brought 10 officers,
Which is
8 officers and 2
I
sergeants.
don't understand why that wasn't considered excessive, right? Like, I didn't say excessive force, though there is a
Just the
level
response,
of
yeah.
force, like by showing up with that many officers.
Well, it escalates.
Right? Well, and it just puts everybody on edge.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it signals
Mhm.
that these folks are dangerous.
Yes.
Right? And that was not necessary whatsoever.
Right.
And that was purposeful, by the way.
Oh, sure. Yeah. They were the video shows, which I have not seen the video, but according to the Independent Monitor's report, shows the officers very quickly, immediately escalating to command Maia to get the F out of the car, even though the police department policy is you don't use profanity at people.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to pull her out of the car while her seatbelt was still on.
So they then, that's not physical harm, right? They're physically harming her in so many different ways, but also then arguing she's resisting. Like, no, her seatbelt's on. She literally can't get out of her seat. She's not trying not to like abide by what your instructions are at the time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I didn't say they were valid instructions, but I'm saying abide by the instructions that was given to her. Like, but before she can, she has to take off her seatbelt.
Right. And so somebody else opened the driver's side door and unbuckled the seatbelt. So they dragged her out, put her on the ground, face down, knee on the back.
Though?
Well, that's the thing. This is exactly
the thing. She was a passenger in the car.
And was sitting in the car.
And was sitting in the car, not in the way of anything. She was filming it, which she has a legal right to do.
Sure. Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But she was not in anybody's way. She was not being a problem in the moment in any sort of way and at any point,
right.
Except for like whatever the Majestic is claiming,
right,
which did not require calling the police. But that's a whole other conversation that Majestic should internally think about and what it means to call the police on 2 Black women. Right? So like there's also that other thing that has to be thought about and have a considerable conversation around.
Mm-hmm.
But like she wasn't doing anything that required her to be removed from the car.
Right. Or even arrested. And they
transported her. Removed from the car.
Right. And when they did transport her, they transported her face down, prone in the back of a car.
Why face down?
Which is dangerous. Physically dangerous.
Why face down? That's, again, a way to like embarrass her and shame her.
Mm-hmm.
Why was face down necessary?
Yeah, I don't know.
There was no reason to put her face down.
And one of the points and basically what's happened since then is Ermika Glass, the Independent Monitor, has looked at all the video, interviewed the folks involved. Brandy did not participate in this, so that's why it's only about the arrest of Maia. It sort of determined, and she put together a full report. And separately put out a statement about the report. The statement does include some of the findings.
Sure.
But the report itself has not been released yet because she handed it over to John Patterson, the chief of police, who is going to reopen their investigation.
Which is the right thing to do.
Right. He still in response to the statement, he still said, "I still think we were right."
To do what? In what way were you in right? I'm going to tell you all
Right.
again. The show of force was a signal. You have decided that they were dangerous.
Yeah.
Her sitting in the car, again, doing nothing, and not being able to like leave the car because she was seatbelted in while you were all like pulling her out. Also problematic as heck. And then you putting her face down and then arresting her is a whole other issue. And then putting her face down as you were transporting her.
Right.
An issue.
Well, and she notes
all issues,
in the
all
statement,
concerns,
right?
and all. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, according to our written process and procedure, then maybe the argument is for you to think about it. It's like, is our process and procedure appropriate?
Right.
Right? Like, is it appropriate? Is the way that, and also like, just because it was appropriate, was it necessary?
Right.
And that doesn't make you right. Like that's the other thing too. Like doing right and being right are two different things. And you're trying to be right instead at this moment.
And that's a distinction that's made in Mary McGlass's statement that even if you did technically
follow the process,
your policies
in your system,
it doesn't make it right.
No.
And maybe policies need to be revisited. But also she makes the point about this sort of the circular logic of being arrested for resisting arrest.
How was she? Yeah, because it is a crazy
there was no
logic.
reason to arrest her in the first place. So of course, so
they
if
decided
you
to arrest
started
her.
it, you can't punish her for resisting what you started.
Well, for resisting from what? What was she resisting from? There was no legal reason for them to ask her to leave the car. There was a legal reason for them to ask her to stay in the car.
Sure. Yeah, actually.
And that, like we are dealing with this other person. You stay in the car. There was no legal reason for them to ask her to leave the car. There was no harm. She was not trying to drive away. She was in the passenger seat. She was in a seatbelt. All she was doing was filming. Which, quite frankly, is a right to do. We should all be filming those interactions. I don't care if you got a body cam. I'm going to film still. I still don't trust you all.
Right. And she was asking why police
so
were
she
even
asked
there.
a question. You all can say, we're not answering your question right now, ma'am. That's all you have to say.
Sure. We
are dealing with this thing. I'm not going to answer your question right now. She wasn't doing anything that elicited that type of response, let alone that arrest. And the arrest of her being like charged with resisting arrest, even though there was no reason to arrest her to begin with, let alone remove her from the car.
Right.
And the seatbelt being make it impossible for her to actually leave the car, as you all decided, to actually start pulling on her. That's a whole different thing. I mean, that's a fun little game you're all playing to justify the harm that you caused that day. And again, I don't care that, your policy says like, well, this is black and white. I mean, it don't matter if it's black and white, you all. I mean, it obviously, because she's a black woman, you all decided that it was okay to treat her this way. And you decided that the moment you all arrived with 8 police officers. You decided they were a harm, that they were unsafe. You all had already decided how you were going to proceed. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, there was no reason for 8 people to show up that night.
10.
8
officers and 2 sergeants.
What for? What?
Oh, 2 sergeants?
So
they had the people to tell them what they're doing wrong is wrong.
So you needed that show of force.
Yeah. That's what the beginning of what's wild to me is that it just.
You all are not taking any responsibility, and that's
over
the thing.
Over a parking dispute.
Yeah, it was a parking dispute.
Yeah, and
give her a ticket.
The other
you call parking enforcement at that point.
The other distinction that's interesting that might be too far in the weeds is that this was not a traffic stop.
It's not.
This was a call for service, and I think the police chief John Patterson is kind of like, well.
Nope.
It's still a traffic stop because there's a car involved, and I think that's other people would disagree.
You can play whatever little games you want to play with regards to how this is justified, right? Like if you have to jump through hoops to prove your point.
Yeah, if you have to drop in a well, actually.
If you have to play this game, I'm gonna bring up this policy now. Look, I'm gonna suggest if you jumping through hoops. You're tired for a reason.
Yeah, this is the question. Do you need
running
10
in
officers?
Circles? It's going to make you dizzy.
Do you need 10 officers for that? These are very basic common sense questions that you can get into the legalistic weeds about it, but pretty common sense. Like
it's not.
There was
hard.
no reason to pull Maia out of the car. There's no reason to arrest somebody for resisting the arrest that you started for no reason. And I did ask Mika Glass also, like she put in the report, like you can't arrest someone for resisting arrest that had no legal basis.
Yes.
And I asked her, is that actually like a legal thing, or is that just like a common sense thing? And she's like, it's kind of both.
Yeah,
like,
it's
there
in
is
between,
a legal
actually.
thing. Yeah,
it's in between both worlds and spaces and stuff like that.
So,
and the fact that the city is continuing to defend this instead of dismissing charges,
right?
It's also a choice, y'all. It is driving me crazy. Rob's upset because I keep shaking the table. But like, that's also a choice.
Yeah,
it's an interesting choice,
right? And the other interesting thing I think is that they did get a warrant, and they took Randy to the hospital to get a blood draw for substance, and never did file OWI charges or public intoxication charges.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wonder.
And she ended up, like I said, pleading guilty to disorderly conduct.
Sure.
But.
And that could have been part of the plea deal. That's the other thing too. Like there may have been something, and they just wanted to, but it doesn't even matter. Like even if she was, it doesn't matter. The use and the requirement of force for two people, one who was in a seatbelt in the car in the passenger seat, did not require that amount. Did not matter.
Right.
And the fact that it's continuing on still for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Maia's due back in court next month.
Is again another choice.
And it's that choice is out of the hands of the police. That's the police refer those charges.
They can't say though. The police referred the charges one. They can't say and discuss it with the prosecutor.
Yeah,
right?
But the district attorney, Ishmael was on, is still
trying to make an
charges.
example of somebody.
Maybe, So, and we'll continue on that. There's a little bit more to that story that I'm still working on also, so stay tuned. Speaking of Black women, though, the Foundation for Black Women's Wellness is moving to a new place, and I got to go take a look at it this week, and it's going to be beautiful. It's very...
It looked beautiful, the pictures you got.
Yeah, it's very concrete floors right now still. So they're still working on it, but July 1st is the target date. I talked with Lisa Payton Kerr, the CEO there, and as several members of her staff were also there, just kind of getting a look around. And basically, it wasn't a move that they wanted to make or that they planned to make.
Didn't they mention it to us? I think last year that they were moving.
Several months ago, Lisa popped her head in the office and said, "Hey, we're moving. We might need a story at some point." But when they started 15 years ago, they were in a cubicle at the Urban League. And then right before COVID happened in 2019, they moved to Grand Canyon Drive on the west side and opened their first, not only the staff offices, but also the Black Women's Wellness Center, where they do like fitness classes, workshops, yoga, all that sort of things, in a place where people can come and visit their community health workers or their doulas or whoever. That place was nice. That landlord opted not to renew the lease. I think they're going to do something different with that property, which prompted them to have to move. Yeah. But they are making the most of it and seeing it as a silver lining that they get to move to the south side. So they're moving to 2801 Coho Street, the third floor, and half of their new office is where the Rape Crisis Center used to be. So folks know where that is. But it's right off Todd Drive, right off the Beltline, very easy to get to. It's basically in our neighborhood now, and Lisa and the staff talked a lot about that. And that not only is it easy to get to and kind of like in the heart of this community, Madison's Black community, but also it's kind of more in a residential neighborhood. And they'll be able to do some outreach to some folks that they haven't been reached before. And the way the new office is set up, the wellness center and the staff offices are basically in the same place. On the west side, it's actually two different places that you have to like leave one to go to the other, but they're all going to be there together. It's more square footage, but because it's different, it can't just like move stuff. Right. Yeah. Exactly. You can't copy and paste. So they're doing a lot of renovation. amazing orange paint they have on the walls that you'll see in the photos. Just got to get new stuff, new fitness equipment, all sorts of stuff. So they did do a little bit of fundraising just to be able to commit to the new space. And the community came through, but they needed another roughly $100,000 to outfit the new place. So they're definitely seeking community support for that. So we'll have a donation link if you want to support that. And what, for folks who don't know, not only do they do the sort of the stuff there at the wellness center, the classes and workshops and stuff like that, but they have people out in the community health workers helping folks navigate the healthcare system, which can get really complicated really quickly. They also have a child and maternal welfare program, which is, as we know, Black women are like 5 times more likely to die or have negative impacts of childbirth than white women. And they have doulas, they have community health workers to navigate that, and they're making a real impact, and they have for 15 years, and they will continue to do so in a new spot starting in July. July 1st, they're going to move, and they'll probably do like
grand opening,
sort of grand opening, probably in the fall.
As they try to figure out.
And Lisa was like, "It's so inconvenient to move right now because this is a busy time." I was like, "When are you not busy?"
I know.
Yeah.
Like,
they're always doing something.
There's never going to be a not busy time for you, you know?
Like, I don't know if she rests.
Right. No, she doesn't.
I mean, she does so much. They do so much work. Incredible work.
Although she did make a note that the new place has a little extra space that the staff of the Wellness Foundation itself can focus on their own wellness.
Oh,
and they
that's
can
good.
actually take better care of their own staff.
And like preserve that space for themselves.
Yes.
Rather than,
so they have like,
which is good.
They're going to have like a meditation room and like little wellness enclaves and things. They got little nooks and crannies in this place that they can actually do that. And that's going to be an intentional effort. So again, I got some pretty good pictures of the place, and we will continue to cover that. We'll definitely be there at the grand opening whenever it happens. So keep an eye on that. Turning to some arts news now.
Arts news.
Arts. Omar, tell us about the Harry Whitehorse thing.
Fun fact, this is actually only the second year of it. I thought it was going on for a while, but I guess not. But if you don't know about the Harry Whitehorse International Wood Sculpture Festival, you got to know about Harry Whitehorse. A huge legacy and so many things, but especially the arts. So he passed a few years ago in 2017, and his wife and his mentee, Jean, last name coming up, Jean Delcourt, they wanted to remember his legacy. And the big thing is that they thought it would be a shame for people to forget about who Harry Whitehorse is. So they had the first one in 2024. That one went good. I thought that was going on for a while. I did miss that last one. And then they decided to do it again.
That's awesome.
But 2 years later, it's a little bit bigger, same mission. It invites artists from all around the world, especially in making sculptures. They're making wood sculptures. It's technically an artist residency,
which is cool.
It is pretty cool.
That's really cool.
So a bunch of artists from around the world are going to come to Monona, and just for a week straight, dedicated to Harry Whitehorse's legacy, especially in making sculptures. Make sculptures live for the people to see, and anyone can go. It's completely free. Just to show up. Jean Delcourt, he said, honestly, like, come for like an hour each day, just to see how much progress is being made, because it's surprising. Like, from one day to the next, it's going to look completely different. And then if you've been there at the beginning and you're all the way there at the end, you're going to be blown away by it. And then
change.
All of those sculptures will also be donated to places around the greater Madison area.
Oh, cool.
So all the ones from the previous time, those are all around, but these ones will also. So check that out. Harry Whitehorse International Wood Sculpture Festival, June 19th through 27th.
So you got time, y'all, to plan it.
There's a lot of time.
Yeah. And Omar has that story at Madison365.org. And the last bit of arts news, Madison Symphony Orchestra is wrapping up their season.
Yes, it's a very special season. It's their centennial festival weekend. Madison Symphony Orchestra has turned 100 years old, and instead of being committed to a home, it's inviting the community out to celebrate with them. So they're doing a weekend festival where there's over 40 events. There's so many things going on.
It's a lot.
And it's all for free. I talked with Robert Reed, their executive director, and he said it's actually more kind of like a jazz festival, and it's set up instead of what we normally do. You know, there's so many things. It's in different places. It's all free. It's all day, and it's our way of giving thanks for having us here for 100 years, and hopefully we'll be around for 100 more. So there's so many events.
Yeah. And when is that again?
That is June 13th through 14th. It is 8:30 a.m. through 9 p.m. every single day.
Wow.
There is a raffle. There's no registration required, but if you do enter the raffle, the registration type thing, you can win free tickets to the next season.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And again, those events are free, right?
They're free all day.
That's
There's
amazing.
also food trucks.
Yeah.
So you can get something to eat. Apparently there's a Filipino food truck. I've never had Filipino food.
You've never had Filipino food?
I've never had Filipino food.
Is that
Filipino food.
do you have the name of that truck? Because I think
Sarah's food truck? Sarah's Street Food.
Yeah, I think we've actually covered them before.
Yeah.
I think they kind of get around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And that'll be also at Madison365.org for the details. Before we get to the break, I just want to plug our other podcast, 608 Soccer, real quick, because it's been a busy time.
Sorry, I'm still on Filipino food.
I've never had it.
I was
really
looking at a friend who used to feed me food.
Where's Filipino food around in Madison? I guess there's 3 places only, and they're all relatively new. I think I'm going to check out Canto Fiesta.
Oh, that's a good idea. Sorry.
That's okay.
Trying to plug something, and I'm like, ooh, what food?
It's okay. So basically, at the 608 Soccer Shows, which was originally Talking Flock, which was focused on Forward Madison, we've expanded it to cover Rally Madison, which is now 3 games under their belt. They haven't won yet. They lost to Riverlight 2-1, and then we went to the Minnesota game, which is at Bruce Stevens Field, which is fantastic. Right, 4,280 people came out to see their home debut for the women's team, which is great. They lost 2-0 to Minnesota, which, to be fair, has existed for 4 years and only lost like 3 games in their whole time. It was just crazy.
There's a reason why they won.
Then our team Rally went over to Racine and dominated the game entirely, and but just couldn't score and gave up a late goal and lost 1-0. But that's okay.
Are you going to change the podcast name because it was Talking Flock before? Oh,
it's 608 Soccer now.
Oh, I was going to say like Bird Rally or something.
Well, I did when they first started talking about a women's team 3 or 4 years ago. I said, "Can you just name it after a bird, so I don't have to change the name of the podcast." And they did not.
They did not. So take you into account.
So I polled my listeners, and they definitely wanted 2 separate episodes at least. So like there's a rally cast, which is I actually got Sarah Stern from Madison College. She's like one of the coaches there. So actually knows about soccer more than I do.
And women's soccer.
Yeah, and women's soccer specifically. Yeah. And she's also the executive director of Regent Soccer Club. And so she's like my co-host on the rally episodes. And then Ethan from the Flock is Ethan Maurice is my co-host on the Forward Madison episodes. So there's 2 episodes out this week.
Right. Rob is exhausted.
And and
he's tired of talking.
Speaking of Filipino food, the one goal that we have
I'm hungry.
Is the one goal that Rally Madison has scored came from Megan Murray, who is a striker who plays for Marquette, who is also plays for the Philippine national team.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
We need to go get some lumpia, y'all.
Yeah, and I have to. I'm going to drop in a clip here just so you know, just because it's very funny. What's on your game day playlist? What gets you hyped or focused or whatever?
I love house music. I don't know if you know what that is.
You old as heck.
Did you know what house music was?
I'm from the 90s. Of course I know what house music is.
All right, just
But did
making
you
sure.
do you play house? Is house music currently on your playlist?
No, I'm more of a straight techno guy.
Straight techno guy. They're supposed to like
Big fan of Detroit, I see.
Yeah.
Did
but-
you? You're like, wait, she called me old.
Yeah, I did laugh. And the team PR person was also listening in and was like dying.
It's like she straight up said, "Do
Uh-huh.
you know the genre of music?"
Have you ever heard of rock and roll?
No, that's not what she said.
No.
This music that emerged in the late 80s,
Mhm,
maybe
mhm.
even earlier. Have
Right.
you heard of that?
Yeah.
You may, it
Well,
may be.
after we were done, I said, "How old do you think I am exactly?" To
thinks
be
you're-
fair, I mean, she's like a college sophomore, so like anybody over 30 is probably like kind of the same.
You can say what you want, Rob,
30
but,
to
like,
100 is kind of all older, and probably doesn't know what house music is. But
I mean, was she wrong though? Can you name somebody or something? No, you can't.
Rufus something
can't.
from I don't know. No, I mean because I listen to house adjacent things, I guess. Anyway, so
You should listen to house music. House music is, yeah,
It's vibey. I like the vibes.
mhm, mhm.
it's vibey. It's important. It came out of Black and brown communities
Yes, it
in you know the house in
Isn't
You got it.
Chicago?
Well, the
Chicago.
is the team that actually Raleigh played in their first exhibition match is called Chicago House.
Yeah.
No.
For that reason, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so give that a listen if you're so inclined. Either one of those. That's Megan Murray, and then this week's also the Fort Madison episode. We talked
love
with
it, yeah.
defender Colin McCamey, who we talked a little bit about beard maintenance because he's got this fantastic huge beard.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's about more than soccer. It's about house music and beard maintenance.
What was his biggest beard tip?
Oh my goodness, the two
Well,
of you.
Well, we're bearded.
Yeah, he's like 22 and looks much older than that because he's got this gigantic beard. But he's like, no,
That's what's
I just
aging you, Rob.
I just like,
Your
I know.
beard.
He's like, I just like wash it every other day.
Oh,
Okay.
never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's true. I think my beard went pretty gray and my brother's did not. And people think I'm his dad. And he's only like 2.5 years younger than me. So I do think the gray really adds 30 years to what people think
That's
I am.
what it is. I've said that to you before. I told you
Mhm.
your beard ages you.
Mm-hmm.
But
my
also,
my
the
beard's turning
wrinkles.
white, so
Yeah.
it's all the red hairs.
Today's episode is brought to you by Hims.
Does
Hims
Hims help you with your gray
They
beard?
probably have something.
They have like
like how you know that? Like, just do they? Rob's like, yeah, yes, they do. I'm excited to maybe purchase a
because
subscription.
every other podcast ad is like
Hims.
Hims
or NordVPN.
or no, right? Yes.
Everyone should have a VPN.
All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, Rob Dees will be with us. And joining us now, Madison, the hip hop legend, Rob Dees. How you doing, sir?
Oh my goodness. When I hear the word legend, I get so nervous.
Does that make you feel old?
It makes me feel very
I'm
old.
I can't be legendary yet. I'm still going, man.
Right. Look, you're an icon. Hold on, man. That just means I'm old. But anyway, yeah.
Okay. Madison hip hop up and comer, Rob Dees is joining us.
Honored to be here.
Yeah. No, thanks for the time. We're going to talk about something very, very cool, very exciting. First, I just want to get an update from you. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Like folks maybe know you had a bit of a health scare not too long ago.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm upright, so I'm all right. Had a heart attack in November. Open heart surgery,
The whole
single
thing?
bypass, the whole thing. So, blessed to be here and continue to do the work now.
Yeah, you're looking good, man. How long did it take you to get back up on the stage?
It took me probably around 3 or 4 months before I actually kind of got back on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I've had several shows in the last couple of months. So yeah, probably the last 3 months or so.
And has that experience changed your outlook on the art, on the work, on life?
Um, well, I'll say this: my age already was starting to prove itself on stage. Like I'm not jumping around doing a whole bunch of stuff no more. I do mostly jazz and spoken word now.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, nah, man. It's really kind of interesting because it's really made me more um intentional, I
Mm.
guess if you want to say for a
Mm-hmm.
better words, of the presentation. The fact, like I said, man, I'm just blessed to be here. So
Right.
if somebody can get something through something that I say on stage, then that's the purpose. So
Beautiful. That's a beautiful way to look at it. Now, the reason we're talking to you is it was just announced this week that you're actually the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra is bringing hip hop to concerts on the square this summer, and hip hop in the person of Rob Dees. You're actually performing with the chamber orchestra, and you're kind of like laughing as I say that out loud. Like, is that something you ever thought you would do?
man, not in a million years, man. It's funny because I posted on social media and I've sent a message to my mom, who's deceased, obviously, but like she would always tell me, you're gonna play on stages that you never imagined. And
Mm,
I never imagined in my own backyard would be one of those stages because I never
hmm
expected to be playing with an orchestra.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How did it come about? Did they approach you? Uh,
Yeah, they approached us, myself and the Urban Community Arts Network, about
mm,
the collaboration. They were just saying, like, it's part of the process of moving forward is to be able to make sure that everyone is included, and they really wanted to be intentional about that. So it was an honor when they asked me. Then I have the health scare, and all of a sudden I'm getting, they're, are you going to be okay to do it? And yeah, I'm like,
so
yeah,
you were
man.
already in talks with this like last fall?
Yeah. This,
Oh, okay,
the,
okay.
the conversation started last fall, and I just obviously didn't want to reveal it until it was revealed
Of
properly.
course, of
So,
course, of course.
and
Yeah.
then, like I said, the health scare happened, and there was kind of some, you know,
Some
concern,
question. Yeah.
some questions. So, and it's funny because some of the people from the orchestra actually came to my first show at the High Noon back, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, he's fine." So I was like, "Yeah,
He still got it. He's good.
he
He's
still
good.
got it. He's good." So,
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned UCAN, the Urban Community Arts Network, is like it's the collaboration is really between the Chamber Orchestra and UCAN, right? Like they're kind of like co-sponsoring this whole
right,
situation.
right.
What was the when WCO approached UCAN? What was their you, you talked about inclusivity, right? And like, what was kind of their vision, or why did they even want to approach UCAN?
Um, well, I think that at least for me, UCAN has always tried to be about the culture when I talk about hip hop and really trying to be that. And I think that the work that we've done with Mad Lit and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
I think it made the orchestra aware that we are trying to be authentic about doing the work of building culture and community. So I think it was a kind of an easy ask. And once they asked, Karen and everybody was like, "Pfft, are you kidding? Of course you're doing it."
Yeah.
Okay. So that was pretty much it.
And I will say to give some credit to WCO, they have been pretty intentional these past 2 years about broadening the scope. You think chamber music, that's going to be a pretty white with a hard H space, right? But they've been doing the work a little bit. They've got this harmony and what's it called, the Harmony in Black, musical landscapes in color. They had a black composer in residence for a couple of years. Like
Yeah.
they've been actually being really intentional about that, right? About inviting more folks into that sort of chamber music space.
Look, I'm gonna say it like this: if you bring in Patrice Rushen, you kind of got to be on it. So I tip my hat to the orchestra for that, definitely, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us about what you're actually going to be doing with them. What's the actual performance going to look like?
So I'm doing, I believe I'm doing 2 to 3 pieces. Um, and one of them is a song from the new project, from the Black Eyeball project. And then one song is I'm actually gonna do a freestyle based off of crowd suggestions.
Okay.
I composed some music that I had the orchestra kind of transcribe, so they're gonna play the beat in the background, and then we'll do live freestyle presentation on the spot. So that's pretty much it.
That's cool. So the chamber orchestra basically rearranged a beat that you created for the orchestra to actually play.
Yeah, big
That
shout
is
out,
cool.
big shout out to Leo Stanley. He's actually the one
Mm.
doing the composition creation for the
Okay.
songs.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool, man. And for me, I'm shocked because I actually made the beats. So it's like to hear an orchestra play a beat that I made is kind of like whoa.
Have
So
you had a chance to hear that in rehearsal or anything yet?
I have not. Rehearsal going to start in a couple weeks. So
Okay.
um,
Okay.
yeah.
And when is the performance?
The actual performance is July 1st.
All right, which is the Wednesday, and
That's a
that's
Wednesday night for Concert on the Square. Yeah.
part of their concerts on the Square series, which is always a fun time, right? It's always like people get their blankets out early and get their spot on the Square, and it's always, it's just a community gathering around music, right?
I hope so. I hope my people don't mind getting on their blankets and chilling out, man. It's it's cool though.
Are you expecting? Are you hoping to kind of bring a new, like, your audience over to the chamber orchestra, and or expose your music to the chamber orchestra's usual audience, which is probably not your normal audience? Or how much overlap are you hoping to get there that night?
I mean, at least for me as an artist, the hope is that, true authentic music breaks barriers. And
Mm.
like, for example, those demographics that you just talked about, the
Mhm.
hope is that, someone gets something out of my presentation that they could take with them, or, for a person who's never been exposed to hip hop, for them to get a chance to hear it. It's like, for example, I played at Jazz at 5 one year, and there was
Mm.
an older lady, and she ended up walking up to me after the show, and it's funny because when she walked off with her daughter or whatever, she's like, "He speaks so well," and for me it was stereotypical, but at the same time, it's like I must have did something right. You dig? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I hear it. That's sort of a double-handed, sort of backhanded
I,
compliment to a black man, right?
I'm just saying, but
Yep.
yeah, man. But at the same time, if my example can open up somebody else's thought process
Mm.
on the general side, like, for example, it is hip hop, and I take it as a very serious honor to break that ground, because
Yeah.
we don't. My people don't normally come to Concert on the Square. I don't, not that I know of. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Mhm.
if it provides the opportunity for us to come and be exposed to a different setting in a different room, then
Yeah.
so be it. And I take that responsibility very, very seriously. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's also the word you mentioned a few times is collaboration, right? It's like different types of artists coming together to create a new kind of art that hasn't happened in Madison before.
yeah, man, and that's the hope, and that's one of the things I'm very grateful for the chamber orchestra, is that there was no hesitation as far as the content that I was choosing. They didn't they
Oh.
didn't they didn't question. They said, "What do you think? What do you want to do?" So
Mhm.
it is a true collaboration. Like, even when I
Yeah.
brought up the idea of doing a free, well, Joe from WCL, like I said, he came to the show and saw me freestyle, and that kind of brought up the conversation of freestyling to do it
Mhm.
with the orchestra. So, like I said, it's this is true collaboration, and
Yeah, I love it.
it's cool with me. So,
That is really cool. I want to back out a little bit and ask about sort of um, how do you feel about the state of hip hop in Madison right now? Is things good? Things can be better?
um, of course, things can be better. Like, are we having this conversation? Are we gonna have an entire conversation, or is this a short version?
I got nothing but time, man.
um, I if you want me to keep it 100 with you, everybody
Yeah.
wants to play nice in the sandbox till someone
Mm.
has a handful of sand. And,
Mm.
and that's kind of the way that the hip hop scene is in Madison, meaning, like, everybody, at least in my opinion, people say they want to be supportive and inclusive, but sometimes I feel like the actions don't align with the spoken sentiments.
Are you talking about like venues?
Venues,
Is
the city in general,
Mm,
it's always a challenge, even in the presentation or the idea of bringing other voices to a table,
mm.
and to truly be intentional about letting everyone have a voice. I feel like Madison does a great job of presenting itself as a progressive town, but there's some work that definitely needs to be done to really get to that progression.
Yeah, yeah, but that's been a recurring theme.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
not just about hip hop, but it's one manifestation of that whole thing, right?
but it's funny you say that because the humanities are a reflection of life. So therefore, hip hop is right on the front lines of sharing, the sentiments and the voices of the people. So
Yeah,
why muffle that voice, or why only try to, sometimes I feel like the town almost whitewashes what they want to be at the forefront, or it's a hand-picked thing. And please understand, I'm probably one of the people that's benefited the most from being hand-picked. But at the same time, there are so many more people that have voices that need to be heard. And I feel like sometimes the town definitely misses the mark.
that is really interesting because it is a thing, and this is it could be a much longer conversation, but outside of hip hop, like it's like there's been at least before we started talking, like there were like if any media back in like 2013, 14, when the whole race equity report came out, if any media outlet wanted to talk to a black community, there were like three guys that they were allowed to talk, or that they wanted to talk to. There's like two or three guys who were like the ambassadors of, and I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. I don't want to name
Right,
names,
right,
but that became the handpicked ambassadors for the black community. They didn't want to be, they didn't ask to be necessarily, but they're like,
right.
these are the acceptable black people. These are the that we can talk to, and that doesn't say anything about those guys. It's kind of like we white people decide who the black people that we're going to listen to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's unfortunate to say it, but it's a reality, man. There's a
Yeah.
savior complex in this town where,
Yeah.
it's like, for example, I mean, we're not doing Mad Lit this year, and I think that's very painful because I think we did a lot of work to make a more inclusive and diverse downtown.
Yeah.
Um, and it's unfortunate that we weren't able to get the support to continue to carry out the mission. So, but
And what's I mean, that Bad Lit being were they Saturday night?
Friday nights.
Friday night concerts around State Street,
Yes.
over in this over the summer. And so what is it, a funding thing, or is it a
Yeah.
city no longer supporting it kind of thing, or what?
Yeah. It was definitely a funny thing. I mean,
Mhm.
there were conversations about, um, I guess competitive funding, or things of that nature, and make sure it's a fair process or whatever. But for me, it was kind of frustrating because I'm like, we didn't really have any competition. So now why are we talking about competitive funding now? So
Where did
um,
this competition come from
where
exactly?
did this competition come from? So,
Yeah.
and like I said, for me, it goes back to this conversation that we're having right now. Like, it goes back to hip hop, or, well, number one, hip hop is a code word for black folks, black and brown folks. Let's just be honest. So, there's always an asterisk when it comes to Madison's involvement with hip hop. It's one or two ways. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
Are there still, and I feel kind of dumb not knowing this, but are there still venues who explicitly just will not do hip hop shows, or like they say out loud, "We're not doing hip hop"?
No, I can't sit here and go on record and say that X amount of venues have said that, but I
That
would
used to be
say,
like the thing, right? Because
right,
the crowds are rowdy, supposedly, whatever.
right. Well, I mean, but we were able to kind of quelch that when we did
Hmm.
a study on,
Yep.
violent incidents per genre of music, and hip hop was not in the top three. So
Right.
why is it so sensationalized in the media? But that's a whole different conversation. Like I said, we could be here forever talking about this.
Yeah.
But
We'll
um,
have a whole new like 8 episode podcast series just with me and you
right,
breaking
right.
all this down. But you're right. But yeah, it's exactly it. Hip hop is, like you said, a code word, right, for
Yeah.
black music or whatever, or black people gathered together, which is somehow seen as threatening,
Right.
right?
It's unfortunate, but like, to me, like, there's a very for Madison to be so liberal, there's a very conservative undertone that nobody
Yeah.
really wants to talk about,
Yeah.
and it comes out in things in interactions with people. Like for example, folks of color don't necessarily have the easiest route in a town that really claims that it's for everyone. So anyway,
Yeah, right.
I'll be nice.
That's right. Very, very nice hip hop up and comer Rob D's. But we're talking about in everything we're talking about in this sort of the second half of this conversation is those barriers that you're trying to kind of break down with these kind of collaborations, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. And that's why, again, that's why I'm very honored that to get picked in this process to kind of carry that or take on that challenge of breaking down those barriers through
Yeah.
the example of who I am, or the
Right.
music that I create. Um, like I said, if I could change the 85-year-old white lady, to think about stuff, then I feel like I'm doing my job. So
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, it's going to be July 1st, like 7 p.m. Is that right? Like
yes,
something like that, 7 p.m. July 1st on the Capitol Square. Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra with Rob D's doing hip hop chamber music. It's going to be great. I think I'll definitely be there. Thank you, man. It's great talking to you, and glad you're still around. Glad you're back on your feet and doing great.
better to be seen than viewed, brother.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
Peace.
We'll be back right after this.
And we're back, and we're going to move right into our question of the week. So what's the last thing you bought that you told yourself was practical, but absolutely wasn't?
Mm.
And I know you all bought frivolous things.
Yes.
So, like,
I
don't all the
exclusively
time.
buy
One
frivolous
thing
All the
that
time.
is yet to be proven impractical, but I think it probably isn't. At the Color in the Outdoor event that I mentioned before,
Yeah.
Chris Kilgore, who runs Color in the Outdoors, is like the king of camping toys.
Yes.
Yes, so he had his gear demonstration.
You're there too, Rob. Like, you have a bunch
I know,
of camping
but
toys.
he's like even cooler than me in terms of
It's
camping
because
toys.
I think he has a shed for
and
it.
he had and a massive truck.
Oh, yeah.
And he did a gear demonstration that was like, look at all, it was like spy gadgets to me. I was like, ooh. And one of the things that he had that I actually went and bought.
Oh my God.
Yeah, which I might regret because it
I
might
swear
not be
you're
as
so
practical.
influenced. Look at
Yeah.
you.
Was the charging block for your phone,
Yeah.
right? That you can plug in, or has the magnet thing. He had one that was solar powered.
Oh, dear goodness, y'all.
Because the problem is,
How are you? You are all never, not even Chris, are you all ever in a position where you're in the middle of nothing that you can't plug into something else?
Well, he is.
For more than a day.
right? But if you bring
Like, none of you are.
if you have your phone and your tablet, or whatever, and obviously, like if you're camping, you probably should just leave your phone, whatever. But
Yeah. I get having
But if
your
you
phone
don't,
with you, but
yeah.
like,
but if you plug it in and then like your charging block dies, then you're
where are you all in your lives? Either one of you.
I mean,
and absolutely, Chris just got astray. That you all think that you need a solar powered thing.
I think it's cool, but
well.
I don't need it
In
at
Chris's
all.
defense, I was like, "Where did you get that?" And he's like, "I got it as a gift." So I don't even know.
Oh.
So I went on Amazon, got one, and
Did you send it
wasn't-
to him? Did you send the picture like,
No.
look, I got one too?
I didn't. But
Besties, one yours says best, mine says friend.
But what I did was I and it wasn't even that expensive, so it was not much more than like a normal one actually.
Yeah.
But it does have like you can plug 7 devices into it at once,
That's,
which is insane.
which is something that you like though. That's something like,
I
you're
was
like,
like,
good, you have 2 iPads,
I
a
can bring my
laptop,
I can bring my PlayStation DualShock controller.
your headphones.
So this is just a solar powered power bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does have much more capacity than usual. So even if it's not recharged, but the problem is I drained it. I plugged it in a bunch of devices and drained it, and then put it outside, and it really, really, really takes a long time to recharge.
Absolutely.
So it's really not even that practical.
No.
So the whole point of it being able to recharge like during the day, if I'm out on the kayak going down the river, I can set it on the somewhere on the kayak and let it recharge.
Yeah.
But it doesn't recharge very quickly on solar.
No.
It does, however, have a hand crank. So it has like an internal generator
No, Omar's gonna buy one because he likes the idea of being able to.
So you pop this thing out the side and it goes, and you like wind it up, and it says right on there.
Oh no!
And it says right on there, solar
This
and
was not-
hand crank for emergency use. Like if you are completely screwed, have no power, and need to summon the authorities for your emergency, then you can crank it up just enough to get a
Literally?
911 call. But you're not going to power your whole phone. But the thing has enough
Wow, that sounded
capacity
fun.
to charge your phone like 4 times anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But the whole idea of it being solar rechargeable.
But also, like, in what world would you have 7 things charging on it like you did?
I mean, you wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you purposely drained it.
Yeah, just to see if it would, just to see how the solar
Well, you have
thing
to
works.
test it out.
Just to see how the solar
You
thing
all
works. And
are read the instructions. I'm sure it told you it takes 8 hours for it on solar to get back to full battery.
probably more than that, actually.
Yeah.
I had it out there
but
for.
these instructions, they kind of lie sometimes.
No, they
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
But you didn't even open them, read them.
So anyway, it
Or you
seemed
did a
practical when I got
QR
it. I think it might be impractical because it is kind of bulky also.
Yeah, like, do you want something that heavy?
It's like 1.5 pounds, which is not huge, but like when you're counting every
Camping.
ounce on
Yeah.
your backpacking, like that's a bit much. But
You can put wheels on a power generator and just bring that with you.
Chris had a solar power generator
Oh,
also.
dear God.
I'm sorry.
I did
That
not
does
buy one of
make-
those,
But he is thinking about it, though.
but that's got full on like outlets and like these 8 panels that open up to get the solar energy.
I'm gonna see a box one
Uh-huh.
like on Saturday. Thanks, Chris.
Mhm.
Thanks. I thought you were gonna say like house slippers. Literally thought that was gonna.
House
Not-
slippers are 100% practical. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm saying like I didn't think you had something that you just bought.
Well, you said it was the last thing. So, all right,
It
don't worry.
doesn't have to be the last thing. It just can be the thing that you
So
bought.
you can't crank it all the way to charge up your phone? 'Cause
You
I would-
could, but it would take a long time, and your shoulder would get tendonitis.
So like for the pure joke of it, I would absolutely, got to charge my phone.
Do you know what's going to happen? Is that Omar is going to look for one that is faster and a little bit more practical and bring
you
it
can
and show it
crank
to you.
it more.
Yeah. yeah.
I think that would be fun. So let me pull out my mini supercomputer and power
Probably with a little hand crank.
Empower everything.
like it's an emergency radio in a store.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling of it. Yeah.
Buy a weather radio. Maybe that's what you need when you go camping. But like solar powered.
Omar, what do you got? What's your impractical purchase?
Yeah, nothing is better said. Now everything seems reasonable. I take back everything I say about what I'm about.
Bought another mandolin slicer. I don't know if Rob remembers this, but I came in one time to the office with a bandage on my hand. He was like, "What happened?" I was like, "Oh, mandolin slicer." Is like, "Stop right there."
Yep, I know exactly.
I
I've
know
done the same
exactly
thing.
what happened. I bought
You've
a
done the
different
same-
one,
yeah.
but it's kind of like angled differently, so it's supposed to be safer,
Oh, okay.
but it's not as good.
Oh,
So
It's not.
so in the practical sense, you're not going to chop the tip of your finger off necessarily.
yeah, not this
Yeah.
time.
But the impractical sense is
Safer.
it doesn't do the
It's not-
slicing as well.
the slicing isn't as clean.
Oh.
It's
But-
I feel like I'm pushing it a lot harder instead of like just the weight from the thing, cutting it with the normal one at the angle.
It's a whole thing.
Yep.
So-
I definitely chopped off a tip of my
Yes.
finger 20 years ago.
Yeah, it
Not
was-
20 years ago. What are you talking about? Like 5 years ago you did that.
I did that with a knife a couple of years ago. Did I
You
do that with
do
a
it a
mandolin
lot.
recently?
Yes, you
Yeah,
do
probably.
it a lot. I don't think you understand, Rob.
Yeah. I probably did. Yeah, you're probably right.
Like 5 years ago, the kids were little. When the
Mm-hmm.
little kids were little.
Yeah. Yep, I did that.
No,
I
you've
remember
done that a few times. I'm surprised we have 5 digits on both hands from Rob.
I mean, I'm missing part of mine, but that's a different. That was a different
that
time.
was a different
There's
story.
nothing to
I
do
remember
with
that story
mandolin
too.
slicer.
Yeah.
You remember that story too? I think Rob's like, oh, I know that story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know. Y'all are
All right,
ridiculous.
Stephanie.
But you don't want to know that one?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay, now I want to know. What do you mean?
All
What's that?
So my younger,
It was a screen door, wasn't it?
Why
it was
do you
just
have
a,
an
it
Andy?
was a bedroom door.
Oh, better door.
So I visit my parents' house, and my younger brother's there, and my younger brother is very tall and built like an offensive lineman. So I was messing with him, and he was going in his room, a little teen angsty.
Yeah.
And he slams the
Teen
door
angsty.
behind him. I put my hand out to stop him because I was messing with him. And then he leans back and does it again with his whole body. And then part of my left middle finger just gets obliterated off. It was wonderful. He was freaking out because he's actually a sensitive giant.
You're the worst.
I was freaking out because blood freaks me out.
Oh. There's a lot of folks I realize that who are freaked out by like blood freaks them out.
It's all fluids.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
It's all a mess. I actually had a different answer, but as we were talking, I was like, children.
Children seem practical.
At first you think they're
Do
practical,
they?
but they're incredibly impractical
Yeah.
in every sense of the world.
Sometimes they do cool things. My niece just
Sure.
found out how to send voice messages.
Sure.
And
Absolutely. But the amount that my phone goes off because of children at all hours of the night for the most random things, incredibly impractical. They take up my time. They take up my money. I don't care what age they are.
It takes them a long time to become useful.
It takes them a long time. Like the investment,
I'm gonna ask my mom.
Yeah.
the investment versus like the practicality of it. Oh no.
Yeah.
I was like, this should be good. I'm like, it's incredibly impractical.
Very, very impractical. Yeah. Seems like the right thing to do. It seems like they'd be able to help out around the house and stuff, but it takes them like 10 years before they can really do
Before they're able to, and even then they're like, I'm only doing my stuff.
that. Yeah.
But sometimes they send really cute things like this. Hold on.
Sometimes they send memes about cats.
No, this is my youngest one.
Okay.
I hope you all have a great day.
Aw.
Right? Yeah.
But also, I can't play that during a work meeting, so it doesn't feel real practical to send that to me right now. My kids know how I feel about everything. Don't worry.
Yep. All right, folks. We did it. We made a podcast.
We will be back next week.
365 Amplified is produced and edited by me, Rob Chappell, and is a production of 365 Media Foundation, a nonprofit, local, independent media organization in Madison, Wisconsin. Wherever you're listening to this right now, hit the subscribe or follow button to get new episodes every Friday. And between episodes, get your latest news at madison365.org and follow us on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Threads. Wherever you get your news, we'll be there.